Martin O'Brien, inside the inner city.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning and welcome to Guardian Radio AM. Today is Thursday, July 7, and it's a little after 11 a.m. in the morning. Once again, this is C.A. Nuri, and I shall be your host for today as we continue our countdown to the country's 49th Independence Day celebration. And today we're having one or two technical difficulties as we start, and I'm also attempting to get my guests on, but in the meantime, I'm going to talk about sports. Right? Today, our guest is going to be no other than Donovan J. Fitness Rowe, who's going to be talking about fitness in general, and also he was selected to be the chair, the spokesperson, the lead force behind 49 minutes, which is aligning itself to 49 years of independence, of exercise and fitness with J Fitness, right? And the part of the national alignment is that we would have 49 minutes of either meditation or 49 minutes of exercise, right? And yesterday was National Day of Wellness, and J Fitness was selected to lead that charge by introducing and helping the general public with their fitness. And I wanted to have an interview, a discussion, a conversation with Jay, just to say and find out how was he selected? Let me pause. I know Jay as an accountant, right? And a project manager. And to see him now spearheading, being the premier fitness instructor in the Bahamas, I want to know, how did that happen? Where did he deviate? What happened with that? So I want him to tell his story, and also to inform us again how he himself became a fitness instructor. But before I do that, I want to extend kudos to one young Craig Ferguson, who was the first Bahamian to make history, actually, to be the first Bahamian opti-sailor to get a first place in the silver fleet at the 2022 Optimus World Championship. This is a big deal. This happened in Bodrum, Turkey, and this is a big deal for sailing. It's a big deal for youth. The idea that a Bahamian went all the way across the world and came first inside this event, and it's something to celebrate. And it makes me have that conversation. What do we award Bahamians who accomplish such? Usually we award persons for track and field, but we have dynamic people who are doing wonders around the world in their sport and discipline. And I think we need to have that conversation as to how do we recognize, how do we celebrate persons who go and represent the Bahamas, who are the best in their field, who are not necessarily in track and field, but doing wonders, right? Also inside the Bahamas today, as I wait for Jay to come on, also inside the Bahamas today, we have the Babe Ruth Bahamas Championship. Actually, it's the Babe Ruth Caribbean Championship, which is being held at the Andres Rogers Baseball Stadium. And the Bahamas the government went all out preparing for this, actually. If you pass through that side corner there, you see they refurbished the entire grounds there. And they have several teams. They have teams from the Cayman Islands, Cuba, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, several teams from the United States, several teams from China, who's in country to participate in this Babe Ruth Caribbean Championships. And the person who wins this actually will go and compete for the Carl Ripken Major 70 World Series. And this is a big thing. And to know that the Bahamas is participating in this, even to know that the chairperson of this Caribbean League, the chair commissioner, is no other than Bahamian Greg Burrows, and he's the one who lobbied to have the Bahamas host this event. And this event is part of our Independence Day, calendar. So it's a big event and something that we must celebrate. And on Independence Day, and on the holiday of Independence, that's the 10th and 11th, they have the final and the semifinal games for that. So it's a big thing. Also, I need to mention that the 2022 Bahamas National Swimming Championship is going on. It started today. I'm excited about that. I would say go Blue Waves. And they have a 4-day event where the top swimmers in the country, and of course I know Turks and Caicos come down and Cayman come down to participate in that also, will be participating. And this is a big event for the Bahamas. We know we do really well in Carifta regarding this. So the idea that two major youth sporting events are happening at the same time means that Bahamas must go out and support these events, because these are big events. These are international events that we must celebrate. But I think I have Jay on the line. Please say, Jay, say that you can hear and you can hear me, and so we can start our conversation. Jay, are you there?
Good morning. I can hear you loud and clear, Mr. Nuri. I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and thanks very much. I do apologize for the technical difficulties earlier, but I want to start the conversation immediately. You were chosen, I'm not sure how that happened, to lead the charge in the National Day of Wellness. I would like to know, how did that come about? I know you're one of the leading forces now in exercising and health and fitness and everything like that. But how did that come about? How were you chosen?
Well, I don't know if I was chosen to lead. I think I was one of the many who have the health of the nation at heart and believe that health is wealth and that we need to start our wellness journey just one step at a time. It came about just through a simple conversation. One of the organizers reached out to me and I was like, yes, I'll be there if it has to do with health and wellness and helping people get moving during this 49th year. I definitely would love to be a part. Initially it was like, whoa, let's make this happen. So it was just the request came out and it was a resounding yes.
And I see you infuse Junkanoo music to it, right? Mm-hmm. How important is music to health and fitness, or your program in general?
Well, when it comes to aerobic exercise, I love music. Even sometimes when we go on our own jog or we're working out, sometimes we get lost in the music, so we forget that we're actually exercising. So the music takes us to a certain place. So either way, it's a place of joy, or we just so engaged in what the song is that we forget that we're actually moving. And that's why music is important to some. And then, like anyone, when you hear the sweet sounds of the Junkanoo music, even if you're upset, even if you want to be a statue, you have to at least tap your feet. You know what I mean? You have to move. Junkanoo music hits your soul. So when we infuse the aspect of the sweet sounds of the Junkanoo music, the nice bass drums and the trumpets and the brass music and almost cowbells, you have to move, my brother.
I see one or two Willis Francis shuffle, so I was very impressed with that. As they exercise, there's a lot of smile between the sweat. So I said, look, they're having fun. Man. I don't know who's having fun exercising.
It's about enough fun. And once again, it's a mental thing. So even if you're sweating and you feel like I'm fatigued, I'm exhausted, the lactic acid is building up, I'm having fun. I am doing this for me. I'm doing this so I could have more energy to be around my kids. I'm doing this so I could be a better person and uplift my spirit just to be a better person for me. When you do these things and you have you at the forefront and the why I want to exercise, it carries you through those difficult times.
I want to ask, do you do this full time? And the reason why I asked that, right? I know you when you were a young man, about 27, 26, right? You were an accountant. You're an accountant,
Right.
and I was like a project manager. How does a project manager transition into fitness? It just don't make sense.
well, project managers, you have to be flow chart, you have to chart. But like I like to tell people, I am an accounting by profession, but I'm a fitness instructor by passion.
So you still do accounting work then?
Pardon me?
You still do accounting work?
Oh, yeah, I'm tired of those spreadsheets, my brother. I mean, I still can. You want me to do a quick spreadsheet for you? But, yeah. But the reality is it was always a joy of mine. I've always been involved in some aspect of fitness and exercise. And it goes back to show how important the family structure is and that kids do what they see. I come from an athletic family. So I've seen it growing up, whether it was softball, volleyball, bowling, road races. I've always been a part, and I just kept it going throughout my life. And then, attending the Big Red Machine, we just kept the fire burning, and even after I just kept it going.
I think I attended a Big Red Machine, and I didn't
I know,
exercise at all. The only sport I did was spectating. I watched.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. You challenged the mind because me and you were on the same team in the chess club.
Okay, see,
so we challenge our mind as well. So I'm not gonna allow you to fool the nation that
thank you for saving me there.
Being competitive in certain aspect. It's a culture of chess. You were much of a trash talker when we played chess.
Okay.
So I want to let the nation know this chess is not a newfound aspect of gab of yours. You were always great at this, even when we should be silent, playing a game of concentration.
Now, you described me as one of those dweeb persons who play chess now. Now everybody see the thick glasses and I play chess. I appreciate that. Thanks for letting the whole Bahamas know. Yeah, but I know that you have participated in some international events, like the Ironman Triathlon. How do you pronounce that, by the way? Triathlon. And even the Spartan trifecta.
Spartan,
yes,
race, yeah.
And I want to know, what is it exactly? What is the Spartan race? And I see you use that word again, and I'm going to come back to this word Spartan because I saw your book also has the word Spartan. But what is this Spartan trifecta? And secondly, what is this Ironman triathlon?
Right. So the Spartan race, you have to do is some obstacles over a period. So over a period of different miles. So like I think the sprint was about 10 obstacles over 3 miles. The super was about 15 obstacles over 6 miles. And it's escaping right now, but it was another level where we did it was like a half marathon, and you had like 20 to 30 obstacles.
And where does this take place? Where was this?
Well, once I did some in Florida, then the other was in Jersey. So just from different places in the States to go to challenge myself, because I'm always looking for a new challenge, just being, because I often tell my clients variety is to keep you going, because sometimes we don't want to do the same monotonous thing. So to challenge myself, I'm always looking for a new challenge. That was a new challenge. And as you relate to the Ironman race, it really was a challenge for me because even though I went to the Big Red Machine, I only could have swum enough to make it across the pool.
Oh, you one of them?
Really couldn't.
The bubblers.
Yeah. I stayed in group 3.
Okay.
So
I understand. Mr. Todd group. Yes.
Yes. Shout out to Todd. So it was a challenge for me because the Ironman it consists of 3 disciplines: to swim, the bike, and the run.
Yeah, describe that so the audience can actually see.
Right. So we had to swim 2.4 miles.
My God.
Then bike 110 miles. Then run 26.2 miles, back to back to back. And you have to finish in a certain time frame when they remove you from the course.
So you actually finished?
Yeah, what you mean? If I start, I finish, bro. What you talk about?
I just hearing it. I mean,
Yeah.
I just hearing what you're doing. I just can't picture a person putting themselves through that for fun. I don't see
Right,
fun in
and
that.
it's strictly for fun. It's strictly for the medal. To say that you did something that most can't, but it also it's how life is, because you heard that whole thing and you heard all this like that doesn't make any sense. I'm not doing it. But in life we often face with challenges that seem daunting. You know what I mean? But once we take one step at a time, 1 foot at a time, break the challenge up into smaller steps, into milestones, and then when we hit it, we say, okay, one more step, one more time. So, and I think, and that's what I like about sports and athletics. It gives you immediate feedback. You get into athletics, what you put into. So once you put in the work, you are going to get the results, and you have to stay consistent, stay determined, and be focused on the goal. And I think, and that's what I like about sports. So once you get that in that aspect of life, it translates to all aspects of life. You have to practice.
And the Bahamas has a lot of fitness trainers. Is there a fitness trainer association? Because I could picture like a team of Bahamian fitness instructors going down and say we competing as a nation in a Spartan trifecta. Like I assume you end up by yourself. I mean, how does that go?
But there was something a few years, probably decades now. Time goes so fast. The Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation pulled on a fitness championship, and I entered that, and I won the first one they had. So it was some trainers, it was some people who weren't in the industry, but we as trainers, we as a whole, we have a lot of ego. You know what I mean? So I don't know, and I think that ego allows us to go in a competition where we may not come out on top. So I think that, I put it out there, a lot of us compete against each other because we would think that means we are not the best. When the reality, the best to me is how you can get the best out of your clients, not you being better than someone else individually. Because it's important for us to put ourselves secondary to what the needs of our clients are.
Well, sport in general is a competitive sport, right? It's competition. And I assume that since you come from a competition or a sporting background, and most fitness instructors come from that too, I can understand how the ego comes in terms of bragging rights. But what about standards and procedures of techniques of being a fitness instructor? How does one become a fitness instructor? Or if I can jog well, or if I have muscles, I can become an official instructor and get clients and call it that. There's no board or anything. How does one come about that?
I'm not aware of any board, and unfortunately, you hit the nail on the head. Oftentimes, we have individuals in the industry because they attain a certain goal, they decide to become instructors.
They look good.
Or because they do. Hello?
I mean, they look good. Physically, they look good.
Right,
Body look
right.
good.
So not everyone did it the right way. So it's hard to train someone to do it the right way if you didn't. And that's why it was important to me, and not just to have a look or have the accolades that I did these things in the athletic arena, but that's why I also got qualified. So I also have my certification in the industry. The same way we see the need of it being important to be certified and have your degree when we were speaking about the accounts and the project management. I saw the need to make sure that I was certified in these particular areas. So we're combining the theory and the practical, and that your clients know that you actually took it serious enough that you put in the work to qualify yourself.
When you say theory, what do you mean by that?
No, I mean, because oftentimes we repeat what someone told us to do, not knowing why we're doing it, or we go online, because there are some trainers out there who just get their words up. It's not tailor-made to their client without the additional information on your client needs and their goals and how to best get it based on the book aspect of it, and then based on your personal experience. It's hard to combine the two when you don't have that. And that's why sometimes even with my clients, I say, hey, let me tell you what works best for me, because the book will tell you this is the route to take. So when I combine them, and that's why it's important also to have the dialogue, because it's a two-way street, because we have to remember that as fitness trainers, the wellness journey is our clients, it's not ours. And then sometimes we we make it all about ourselves instead of being about how best we can have them in the best mental state so they can achieve the best physical state.
And I want to have a discussion about fitness and difference between fitness and wellness, right? I see you mentioned that. But I have a text here that says, good day. Why would a fitness instructor do an Ironman competition? And goes further that fitness instructors are typically bodybuilders, completely different from long distance athlete training. So why would you do that?
I don't know how best to say. I don't know. Is that person saying typically what they see is that fitness instructors are bodybuilders? I get that, but fitness instructors aren't typically bodybuilders. I think you see a lot of that in the country. And that's why some people who are in the bodybuilding arena, when they're training people to be bodybuilders other than the concern with the wellness and fitness. So we have to be mindful of who we choose as a trainer to get a particular goal. But the reason I did Ironman, because I still need to have goals. I still need to challenge myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I still need to overcome my fears and obstacles that I thought were difficult and challenging. So it's hard for me to preach CA. I know it's difficult, but you have to overcome it. Push through. When I have not demonstrated to myself or my clients that I pushed through something that was difficult for me as well. I swam 2.4 miles when I couldn't make, 2 laps in the 50-meter pool at the National Stadium. Mm-hmm. So when you put yourself, and oftentimes as trainers, we don't like to put ourselves in a position to look foolish. So I looked foolish for a while. I'm trying to conquer my inaptitude of swimming. But what greater way to challenge yourself than to sign up for a race that at the time that you signed up, you know you're not going to be able to finish it. But that's the important thing of setting a goal and setting the task to make sure you achieve that goal. But no, bodybuilders aren't typically, fitness trainers aren't typically bodybuilders. I think that's just what that person probably see in the gym, bodybuilders training people. So
and that leads me to another question, because I see, like, when you see Oprah and they have their personal instructor, fitness instructor, it's normally a trim, well-built figure, not a muscular figure, right? And now it leads me to ask, what is a fitness instructor?
I mean, I guess that means many things to different people. Like for me, I think the fitness instructor is there's many qualities of the fitness instructor. Yes, it needs to be someone who's knowledgeable as it relates to the body. I think what is missing most in our industry is that fitness instructor needs to have more empathy, because people are going through a lot. Oftentimes, us who are in the industry have had a certain level of fitness that we forgot how difficult it is, how difficult the wellness journey can be for someone. So sometimes we are dismissive of the stress and the pain that goes through it. We are dismissive of the peaks and valleys of the mental state of the individual. So I think a fitness instructor needs to be knowledgeable, needs to be flexible in their thinking, and needs to be someone who has empathy.
I know you're a motivational speaker also, and you have a passion of and the discipline of listening to people. I know you sit down and say, let's have that conversation. And I could go into detail of giving examples of that. But I still want to know the difference between fitness and wellness.
I think it's interchangeable. It goes hand in hand, because it's what your definition is. Because some people can look at someone and say that person is fit, right? But fitness, while it's a byproduct, fitness doesn't necessarily have a look, because we can have a fit figure but not be well based on our vital signs. So when we talk about wellness, we're talking about the wellness of the mind, body, and soul being in unison. We're having a positivity a mindset of things. So we just can't look at Jay and be like, okay, he has a six-pack, he is fit. I might have a typical fitness look, but if my vital signs are out of whack, if I'm dealing with high blood pressure, hypertension, I'm not well. So I think what oftentimes people have a look for fitness, but the idea of wellness is someone, I always say, my definition of fitness, I want to get you to a place where you could be able to run to save your life 800 meters, because unless you did something really bad to someone, they're not going to chase you over 800 meters, which is half a mile, and be able to pull yourself over a wall. Because it makes no sense. You see guys in the gym who bench pressing the whole gym, but can't carry their body weight. So wellness have to deal with you carrying your body weight, carrying out your daily functions throughout the day in a good state without having to huff and puff, put it in layman's terms. So if you're taking groceries out the car and you have to climb up a flight of stairs, CA, you shouldn't be like, oh my God, I'm about to die. So when a fit person, a person who are in a good state of wellness should be able to carry out their daily functions with relative ease.
I see during your stint during for the National Day of Wellness for the country, right? As we celebrate our independence, you did a number of stretches along with aerobics. How important is stretching?
Yes, stretching is one of the components of being fit and wellness. When it comes to we often think about cardiovascular, that's your heart. We deal with resistance training. We've often seen it. And then flexibility is a part of it as well. Flexibility, we often skip it as individuals because we don't see the importance of it, but it helps to prevent injury. It helps to relieve soreness. It actually, your muscles, the important thing of when you're doing exercise is that you have to warm up first. And when you warm up, then you have to stretch muscles because you can't stretch core muscles. Then you need to get into the workout. And then afterwards, to help increase flexibility, we need to stretch afterwards. So it's very important. It's something that I believe in. It's one of my weak components of my fitness journey, but it's something that that needs to happen.
And I see you drink a lot of water because I tried pouring on soda off you and said, no, I'll have water instead. Why water? Why is water important?
Because
and why can't I drink soda?
I forgot the percentage, but our body's majority percent made of liquid, and what better source than to replenish the body than water? It's beneficial for the organs, for the blood, keeps the kidney engaged, and water. The analysis I like to use is that if you know about a car, if you don't have oil in your car seizes up. Mm-hmm. So water to the body is like oil to the car. Like those SAT exams, this to this is that to that. Yeah, so water to the body. And I have a question for you. Oh, how much water should we be drinking a day?
A lot. You got to pay for that?
No, because we have to quantify that. What is a lot? And that's one of the downfall on our fitness journeys that we don't have quantifiable goals. We just say, I want to lose weight or I want to do that. Not saying I want to lose X amount of pounds or I need to accomplish this specific task.
Right now, I'm picturing Sesame Street, and I'm sure Elmo say 8 glasses of water. Am I right?
Elmo might have said it. So typically, I weigh about 214 pounds. Let's just say 200 for the sake of easy maths.
Yes.
Right? Let's go with that. So what I found the best matrix that works for me is that we halve our body weight and drink that in ounces. So if I weigh 200 pounds, I should be drinking around 100 ounces of water. Clearly, if you're out in the sun, these things, you probably should drink more because here's the thing, Siri. If you weigh 100 pounds and I weigh 200 pounds and both of us drink 8 glasses of water, one of us is drinking too little or one of us is drinking too much. Because it cannot be 8 glasses of water would suffice for a 100-pound person as it would for a 200-pound person. So that's the best matrix that I've found that works best for all.
So what about the persons who carry around those gallon bottles and say, well, you got to drink all of this by the end of the day?
Yeah, because I don't know what they're based it on because once again, it's fads and people just we imitate what we see. You know what I mean? Now, a gallon for me is attainable. Is if you weigh 120, unless you doing construction on the roof, I would say you are working your body too hard. So we have to be mindful of why we're doing stuff, and oftentimes we don't know why. We just saw someone do it. Someone says this would work for me, and we assume that it's a one size fits all, and that's not how wellness works. It's not a one size fits all. Yes, we all need to be more mindful of our portion size. Yes, we all need to move. Yes, a calorie deficit happens. Weight loss happens when it's a calorie deficit. But how do we go about that is different. If you want more muscle mass, you will eat more protein. If you're doing more endurance training, you'll consume more carbohydrates because you need that as your energy source. So this is the important thing of where trainers come into play, because we just can't take one size that fits all. And yes, it's important to start where you're at, but when you want to fine tune what you're doing and have a better understanding of why I'm doing this as opposed to that, that's where a fitness professional will come into play.
And Jay, we soon take a break, but before we take the break, right? How important is diet and nutrients? I had these words always being used, and I want to know if that's a fad type thing too. Everyone said, "Oh, you got to diet and you need to have this nutrients and counting calories and all these things."
Yeah, I mean, but see, a diet is just what you eat, what we eat. So when we say we're on a diet, I mean, once you're eating food, you're on a diet. The challenge is we just go with the new fad and not understanding how our body works. You know what I mean? We go and say, well, I'm off carbs. Yeah, I mean, if you're off carbs, that would help with your calorie deficit. But we fail to realize that carbs are our energy source. And it's the excess carbs, the carbs that use for our energy, that then turns into fat. So it's important for us to use more complex carbs, the slower burning, and to give us the energy we need to carry out our function throughout the day. All no carbs, high protein. But I mean, what are you building? Or no protein. So it's just, what is your objective? So if you want to do more endurance training, you will higher carb intake than someone who is not. Mm-hmm. But once again, you have to find out what is your objective. What is your goal? If you're exercising, you don't have any carbs, where's your energy source coming from?
So fitness seems to be a science.
Yes, it is. And even going through the certification, I felt that I was in biology. And I was like, bro, it's good to know these words, but I need to be able to break this down. That's why I'm plain speaking, because when I speak to my clients, now there's a difference of me and a doctor talking, yes, okay, but I don't need to speak to my client in those terms and say, this is our portion size, this is make sure our macro and our nutrients components, how we get involved in that to relate to what you want at the end of the day. Yes, some of us want to look, some of us want to be able to carry out our daily function with our family, just to be able to play with our kids. And sometimes that's increase fitness level, and sometimes that's just increasing our level of flexibility.
Right now, we're having a conversation with Jonathan J. Roll from J Fitness. We're about to take a break right now. And on the other side, I want to talk about how his certification. Also, I want to talk about his group and personal fitness training, and how he tailors his program to an individual. We will be right back after this message.
For the Michael Scooter Reed Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic, August 1st through the 7th at the Hope Center. Get ready for the pastors versus politicians, along with the Phil Lightburn Slam Dunk Contest, then Energy 3-point shootout, along with all championship games, live in living color at the Kendall G. Eliza Gymnasium, Sunday, August 7th, beginning at 5 p.m. That's the Mike Reed Peace on the Street Basketball Classic. For more information, contact 601-484.
The new Guardian Radio app is here. Listen live to all our Guardian Radio shows and live video stream select programs in our studio. Get information about Guardian Radio shows and our hosts. Send messages, including text, email, and even call. All from our amazing new Guardian Radio app. Download it free today in your App Store for your Apple device or Play Store for your Android device. The all-new and improved Guardian Radio app.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And welcome back to Guardian Radio AM. This is C.A. Nuri, and we're having a conversation with Jay from Jay Fitness. And I see another tournament of youth tournaments happening. Peace on the Street basketball tournament starts today. It joins the number of sporting events for youth around the country. I'm kind of excited. You can't say that there's no activities for you to do. But continuing, right? I know you do both group and personal fitness. I want to know, how does one tailor one's fitness regimen? I say it's me. I come into you, right, and say, hey, but I want to exercise. How does that conversation go?
I was like, okay, what do you mean exercise? See, what do you hope to gain? What is your goal? Is there a weight loss goal? Is there a strength goal? Is what time frame we're working with? I take it from there.
Let's walk through it, okay?
I'll
say, one minute, Jay. I'll say, hey, Jay, I have a little bit of tummy, and I could lose 1 or 2 pounds. I don't want to lose too much. I got to have some love handles, but that's what I want. Go ahead.
You lose 1 or 2. So I'm glad you said it, because here's one of the common mistakes that people make. I only want to lose weight here.
Yeah, I only want to around my stomach.
Right. I don't know how to accomplish that. While we can target particular areas, our body types are different, and all of us are different. You'll know this is that some of us gain weight in different places first, and some of us weight in different places last. It's just our body types just different. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, so you have to be mindful of those things when you say, I want to do this and I want to do that. And when we come together with our plan, I always say, while we're going to work towards your plan, my plan for you is that we're going to be fit. You're going to be fit, and whilst we're working on, you want to lose some of that belly fat, but keep the love handles. I still can make sure you're going to be able to pass a physical. I'm still going to make sure when you go to the doctor, your vital signs are where they should be. Because other than that, what are we doing? You know what I mean? My commitment is to a healthier Bahamas and one individual at a time. So that's why certain things I don't do. When people say, I want to do this, I say, I'm not the person for that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get into what those things are. But I just not. The money, I do this out of love and a passion for wellness. So it's just, you cannot pay me to do certain things. And that's why you have to be mindful of some of the supplements we take as well. That's just it in a nutshell. You say what your goals are. I say what time we have. Let's get it together. Whilst we losing somebody is, I want you to keep your love handles, because that's your woman say she won. Mm-hmm. You still can make sure you're able to function through your day.
And you mentioned you have certifications. I only ask this, right, because there is no board of standards in the Bahamas, right, for fitness trainers, right? Mm-hmm. And am I able to come to you and say, hey, as a fitness trainer, how I know that you know what you're doing? Is there anything you can show or say, well, this is my certification?
Yeah. I mean, they give us a certificate, and we.
You say, hey, who's this day, people?
No, it's just who you go with. Mine's is with ACE. Now you cost me. You said that you put me on the spot. Now you're drawing a blank.
No problem, man. I just want to know that if it's possible to question your fitness trainer. That, where did
they
you
should
go?
Be able to start. I mean, I don't see anyone who, clearly don't want to be questioned every day, but every workout. But I think they should want someone who has a knowledge base, someone who's asking questions. You know what I mean? So they could validate your expertise. But everyday questioning, no one wants that in any aspect of their job. But to say, hey, what are your qualifications as it relates to certification? What are your qualifications as it relates to what have you done? But these things, I think you should have these conversations or do your research ahead of time. And that's why I say, even after that, in choosing a trainer, you have to find someone who suits your personality or who suits the best way to get a job done. Because some people prefer the more, some people prefer a softer approach. Some people prefer a kick in the butt. Some people prefer the carrot. So even as trainers, we need to be flexible with our clients as that. We cannot be one way with all clients if we hope to get the best from each individual, because all clients are the same.
And you're an author.
Yes.
I didn't know their fitness here in the Bahamas who's actually right. Right? I thought that y'all just exercise. Y'all exercise, leave the writing professionals. But you went out there and write a book, right?
Right.
What a book about?
But I mean, I think we could be, you don't have to be, one thing. I think we could be more than a trainer. So
I'm watching
so
you.
the book was called The Heart of a Spartan. It's really about overcoming obstacles and the steps that we can take to overcome them. So it's I would call it a feel-good story of putting things in order to accomplish the task that you have, and realizing that even though life is not easy, if we take our time, section it off, focus on it, be consistent, and don't give up, there aren't many things in life we can't achieve.
And as you as an individual, I see that you volunteer your time. And when I say you volunteer your time, your business is a part of your community service also, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear what you have done and why you think that's important.
No, I mean, community is important. I mean, to me, that's also an aspect of fitness. I think a mutual friend of ours, once again, I got to learn the pronunciation, but Ubuntu, I am because we are because I am. He can deal with me for messing that up.
Yes.
It's important to give back, because if I believe in that, I want a healthier nation, there has to be some give back. Some people like you can actually give back finances. I'll have to give back my services and my time. So even with that, even at the Fox Hill Community Center,
yes,
I put on a senior fitness class on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. So and then also times there's some churches, oftentimes some community service. So giving back is important, man. And even with that, we just had our 5K to Jerry Fun Run Walk, and part proceeds that's going to the Kidney Association. So as an individual, that was built in me. What aspect of life you go in, you are who you are, and the community-minded, giving back person, the empathetic person in me is going to shine through in all aspects of my life.
Okay. And I know you're an independent entrepreneur in terms of your field, right? But is there a team at J Fitness, or for lack of a better word, is you and is built around you?
No, man, it has to be a team, because no man is island. You cannot accomplish what you have to accomplish. You cannot put on events. You cannot keep yourself organized if you don't have individuals around you, lions and lioness around you, who are moving in the same direction you are moving in, with the same vigor, care, empathy, and determination. So while there's a smaller team as the executive team, even the J Fitness family is more of an extended team, because I feed from them as they feed from me as well.
Man, I enjoyed this conversation, man. I thank you for having no time for me, because I know you were busy, and I was just trying to get you in here, and that's why we had to do it via Zoom. And I definitely want to continue this conversation and see how you can even partner with Guardian. So who knows? Have the whole Guardian Radio.
Let's make it happen, bro.
Yeah, I talk it over to Dwight to see if he wants to exercise. I know Dwight had a certain size, and I don't think he wants to exercise much, but we could work something out.
I think Dwight built for it, though. I think Dwight built for it,
He built for chafing.
He built for it.
Okay, no problem. I was having a conversation. By the way, how do I get in contact with you? Just in case.
You can reach out to me at 359-1156, or you can email me or check us out on Instagram or Facebook at jfitness242. Mm-hmm. That's JAY fitness242 at gmail.com. So I'm here. Me or a member of my team will reach back and we'll get it out. So whether it's a group session, whether you need personal training session, we're here.
Yeah, man.
Let us know.
We can reach out to you now. We don't make no promises. We can reach out to you for sure. But thank you very much. Speaking again to Jay Donovan Roll at J Fitness, and he said where he can reach him at on Instagram and Facebook. It was a dynamic conversation about fitness, and the health of the nation. He was also a part of this year's Independence Day celebration list of activities, where he was part of the National Day of Wellness, which was actually yesterday, where he volunteered his service to get the entire nation in health.
One quick plug.
Go ahead.
Tell them to check out the Celebrate Bahamas Facebook page, and they'll see the 49-minute junk aerobics exercise session. Just get it and let's make it happen, Bahamas.
Yes. This has been Guardian Radio in the AM. Again, my name is C.A. Nuri, and I shall see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.